All right. First of all, I didn't know James Bond was in this movie. Oh, I probably forgot. I only seen this
I
one
did. I
time
was
before
surprised when
this.
I was surprised when I saw James Bond too. And the villain, one of the villains from James Bond was there too.
Oh, which one?
Well, but she wasn't a villain. The Bond girl, Rosamund
Oh,
Pike. She was in the same movie as this James Bond. Matter of fact, me and you went and saw this in the theater. Is it Die Another? No, it wasn't Die Another Day. What was that? It was Die
Golden
Another
Eye. Was
Day.
it Die Another Day?
It was Die Another
She
Day.
was in James Bond too.
Yeah, she was his James Bond. She was one of the
Rosamund
blonde
Pike.
girls. Yeah. With him,
Oh,
he was the James Bond when she was the James Bond.
oh,
Yeah, Die Another Day. Me and you, Cody, saw this at the theater.
oh! I
Or
remember saying
y'all
Die
are
Another
oh
Day.
yeah, y'all are laughing
The
about it.
customer, because it's Asians want to be white boys. This is the funniest thing ever.
Well, well,
To
it would
this
be the
day,
other way around.
yeah, to this day, I'm still laughing about it. Like, I haven't seen Die
It's like
Another Day
yeah, I would
for a
like to turn
long
into a North.
time.
I would like to turn into a North Korean.
Yeah, but that was the first time I also saw like the mirror technology where like the car has that reflective light, so it looks like there's
Oh
nothing in
yeah,
there.
where it
That
looks like
was
it's
pretty cool.
invisible,
Yeah.
and that wasn't even a Mercedes.
Yes.
It's Aston
That was
Martin
pretty
doing
cool.
that.
Is this your first time seeing this movie?
Yes, this is my first time seeing this movie.
So
Never
this
seen it
is my
before.
second time. I know you. I wouldn't say you're not a big fan, right? You're not too familiar with, I guess the Simon Pegg and Nick Frost and Edgar Wright.
Well,
These
I mean,
three.
I'm pretty much familiar with them, but I don't go running to the theater going, oh my God, I got to see all three of their movies, the only three movies they made together.
Was it the only three?
They've
We
only
we
made three
talked about
movies.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, we did Shaun of the Dead.
Yep,
Yeah,
but
me
we
and you seen
haven't.
Shaun of the Dead, and that's a pretty good movie. But they've only
Yes.
made three, so you can't really go, ooh, the only movie we haven't done yet
Oh,
is Hot
Hot
Fuzz.
Fuzz. That's a
So,
great
I
one.
mean, we're talking like, oh my God, this is like they've made 20 movies together.
No,
They've
it
only
feels like they
made
only made
three.
three movies. Like they call this
It
the what?
feels like because they only made three.
Yeah, it feels like
And
they
with
made
all the
more.
English accents during the part of this movie, I was thinking, am I watching Pirates of the Caribbean?
What do you mean
Because,
English accents? How do you mean?
well, it's in
Because it's
England,
England.
so
Oh,
they have English accents, but I was just making a joke
because it's an
that
English movie. Yeah.
it was like Pirates of the Caribbean,
So
but it wasn't.
what did they call this? They call this the Coletto trilogy, like after the
Yeah,
ice cream,
yeah.
because they
Which
always do that. So what do you think of this movie since your first time seeing it?
I thought it was all right. I mean, it's not better than Shaun of the Dead.
It's very familiar though, right? It's like they're running
Well,
from these
it's
robots.
like a lot of movies you've seen. I mean, that's what they are. Fans of sci-fi, like Shaun of the Dead. They did zombies. They run from zombies taking over the world. This is aliens taking over the stuff, but they're robots,
But they're
but they're
robots.
aliens. But it's actually an aliens. This is an alien movie
Yes, that's how I remembered it
because
too.
Hot Fuzz is a police movie,
Oh, Hot
which
Fuzz
is
is great.
weird. Which Hot Fuzz is kind of like this is the three deals, but you're thinking, huh, two are kind of in the horror field, sci-fi horror. Another one, Hot Fuzz.
Oh, Hot Fuzz is kind of like a horror film too.
Oh, is it? Well, then we'll have to see
It
it
is, but
next.
then it's also like
I
a
mean, not next, but we'll
because
have to
like
see
you
it.
said, like this is
Well,
sci-fi,
we'll
right,
just
and
talk about it when
horror.
we see it.
And Hot Fuzz is more action, but let's talk about the World's End. I thought it's really fitting for a pub to
Well,
name the
we could
World's
also
End.
say it's kind of like, and this may be earlier, but this is also like the faculty too, which the faculty be based on a lot of stories too.
Oh, that's because we talked about
Because
faculty,
well,
but we
because
never
you're in
talked
because
about.
it's because all these movies are, and it's a lot of other movies where you live in the regular world, and then all of a sudden you realize everybody's been changed, everybody's swapped. That's why I used to, when I was a little kid, I hate to take a shower because I was afraid when I closed the shower deal and deal, this tub would sink down into another dimension and everybody's replaced.
Whoa,
And I was
you have
little.
quite an imagination as
Oh,
a little kid.
yeah. I was a
I
little,
think my
place was a little wild. I didn't trust anybody.
I when
Still
I
don't,
was a
because you
little
never know.
kid,
They could be replaced.
the
You
last
know.
I was gonna say my little kid like horror thing is like ghosts. I was just afraid of ghosts.
Oh, I was that too. I
Yeah,
locked all the doors.
but not like alien stuff. I never thought about that.
Never thought that, man. I wasn't really thinking aliens. I didn't
Like
know what they were. I just
some
know that people
Dark
could have got
City
replaced.
stuff.
Yeah,
Oh.
this did look like Dark City too. When they go down in the last deal and
Yeah,
they're going
I'm gonna
down,
go
all those
last to
people are
that
standing
pub.
around.
Yeah,
And of course, Bill Knightley does the voice of the network.
the network. Yes, which is
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
this had a lot of actually famous or more well-known English people.
Yes.
I mean, in England, they may go, "Oh, all these people, we know all these people." Even though Sean did, "Oh, we know all these actors," but to us,
Well, I know Simon Pegg and Martin Freeman because he's the
Martin Freeman, because
colonizer.
he's in the Marvel now.
Yeah, Marvel.
Oh,
But then,
he's into everything. And
yeah,
of
he's in a lot of
course,
stuff.
there was the other actor. What was it? Let me see what his name was. There's the other actor was in a. I haven't seen him in a lot of stuff. Marson.
Eddie Mawson, yes, Peter.
Yeah, because Peter. He was in Sherlock Holmes. With Iron Man.
Oh,
Because I mean, me and you saw that at the theater too.
yeah, we did. Oh, he's
Well,
in
he's in
Gangs
actually
of New
both.
York.
He was in actually in both of them. Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. But I mean, the standout when I'm watching this movie, I'm thinking, I know that guy. I can't. It took
Yeah, I
me a while
can't
to
place
place
him,
him.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I've seen this
He's
guy so
also
many
in the new
times.
Miami. Well, by new, it's back in 2006 with Colin Farrell, and
Was he?
yeah, it's shown. Yeah, Colin Farrell. He was in the
He's probably
Illusionist. We
he's
haven't done
probably
that.
he's probably in a lot of stuff that
Yeah, he's a
he
lot.
just fits into the scenery so well. I mean, he's just a character actor that you don't even
Yeah,
notice.
yeah. That's
But he
true
stood
too.
out to me in Sherlock Holmes. That's where I was like, yeah, I know this guy. I can't place him
Oh, he was in
though.
Deadpool 2. He was the headmaster in
Is he?
Deadpool 2. Yeah, he is. That's the one that I forgot his name. The little boy's trying to kill.
Oh, man, he
Yeah.
did a pretty good job because it does still even today. I
Yeah,
still
you're
remember
right.
him.
Yeah, I could place him
Yeah,
now.
you're
Now that
right.
I can see
You're
him.
right. See,
Wow.
he's done even more. He's
Well,
probably
he's in
done
a,
more stuff to everybody else. We just haven't noticed.
yeah, actually, he's done a lot of stuff that we have seen. That we
Yeah,
we didn't even realize he's
that
in
we've
the.
talked about. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that
Well,
we talked about, even not we
he's the
talked about.
main one of the main characters in this one.
I like that though. He's Peter. He's the one that like with the witch dad. I like Martin Freeman's character. They call him Old Man because his scar. That was pretty good. And then you kind of tell that when he went to the bathroom and came back, he was replaced. Like
Yeah, you could tell
definitely.
because he was very outgoing all of a sudden.
You know what? I like their movies because like they write from what they think, like from the imagination, right? None of these is based on books. It's just like, hey, these are
Yeah.
what we want to
Well, they're
tell the
based
story,
on
and this is
stuff.
really good.
Yeah, but they're based on movies and
Yeah,
stuff that
based
they
on the
like.
influences and
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like
It's
that.
just yeah. They're very Quentin Tarantino for the sci-fi.
Yes. Oh, I do
So
like that idea though. Did you like the 12 pubs thing? And they call it the Golden Mile because like there's 12 pubs in this little town, and they just
yeah.
want to hit all of them just to drink one
Yeah, well,
pint and
that's what
go
they
on.
do over there, though. They got pubs, so they usually have the pub crawl. I guess
Yeah,
it's
the
more
pub
like
crawl. Yeah.
London and stuff. You try to hit all so many pubs in a night and stuff. We don't have anything like that here in America.
No, we
Probably made
don't, right?
some people may go to this club, go to this club, but I mean, like
Well, you know what? I don't know.
for people like me, that's not going to happen.
They might have something like this in Austin though, like Austin, Texas.
Oh yeah, well, you could do that at all those bars. Go up and down the street and see all the bars
Yeah,
in
all the
Austin.
balls. Yeah.
You could do it where you live too. Like winters, when I was growing up, you wouldn't be able to do that because it was dry. So that's that's just not going to happen. In any
Yeah,
other
that's true.
place, and a lot of those places, I think they're all that, but they got transportation's a lot easier probably in England
Yeah,
too,
because
from
it
what I
was
can
so
see. I
close.
don't
Yeah.
know, never been to England, so
Well, but they
I
were
may be
walking
wrong.
everywhere though.
I may be wrong, but the thing is, from what I've seen in Instagram and talk to people in videos and
Hmm.
movies stuff, it looks like you can walk to every pub you want and drink a little, go to the next pub, and they got trains, buses, and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, you
If
know,
I was to
it's like
wait
that
for
in
a
Hong
train
Kong too.
here,
Yeah.
yeah, if I was waiting for a train here or a bus,
It would take too long for
I'll
you to hit like
take
five
too
places. Yeah.
long. I will never go anywhere because there's not a train or a bus here. There's no such thing.
Yeah, you have to drive
And
yourself.
there won't be any place for me to go drink because I'll be like, so where do you want to go? I
Huh.
guess Eddie's house. I don't know.
Wow. That's cool. You know what?
The only pub I got here is when I break out the beer. Here, there. That's my only pub.
You know what I thought was really amazing with this movie?
Matter of fact, this is my pub.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Matter of
mentioned
fact,
this
hey,
dry.
look, I got a pub glass. Yay.
So I think one of the awesomest things that I saw in
Water,
this movie
too.
was the fight scenes.
The fight scenes were good.
The fight scenes
I
were
was impressed.
really
I was
good.
impressed with the fight scenes because I didn't think they'd be that good. But when they fight those boys, that boy comes in the bathroom.
Yep, the action
Which-
sequence on all of them was
Yeah,
very
I was like,
impressive.
wow, this is some really good choreography.
Yeah,
Maybe
choreograph
I
it,
don't know.
choreograph.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't even say it
choreograph.
either. Oh, that's
I
a
can't
word
say
good.
because you can't say it.
Well, hey,
Choreograph.
maybe if aliens are taking over our brains, it'd be easier. Our life would be simpler.
How did you like that? Like, this is probably some of the things that we seen, like where the aliens are slowly trying to take over a town to take over the whole world, but not to enslave, which they actually mentioned the word robot, right? And I forgot that the word robot means slave.
Yeah, remember we talked about this. I even
Yeah.
tried to tell you where it was from. It's Czech.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to
It's
look it up. It's Czech. Yep.
Yeah, and it was from the book. But anyways, yeah. But the thing is, they are making them slaves. If you resist, then you get turned
You
into
get turned
manure.
into, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got to turn. So basically, they say, and I mean, that's the thing though. Most people, as long as that you can keep people happy, they usually won't resist. If you want to take over the world, just make people think that they're either happy or they're getting what they want, or have them busy doing something else, and you can take over the world. For all we know, somebody's already taken over the world.
Hmm.
There may be one human take has already took over this planet because most people
Wow.
won't resist. Most people won't fight back. I mean, even if somebody's to take over America, as long as everybody's got what they want, they don't care.
Yeah, that's
You could
very
take as
true.
matter of fact, people are losing their rights right now, and they don't really care.
Yeah.
As long as the price of groceries is reasonable
It's
and
reasonable. That's all we
gasoline,
need.
you could take anything you want.
Huh. You know, for this movie, I thought Gary was dying of cancer or something, but he's just an alcoholic.
Oh
That
yeah, because
that
he's
this
sitting in the
life didn't
dim.
go anywhere.
Oh
But
yeah, well you know the girl that sat next to him is that girl Mary, that the one that him and
oh,
Frost were trying to make fun of. She's in his yard. The first zombie they see, they don't
yes.
know she's a zombie. That's her.
Oh
It's so
wow,
funny.
you
Isn't
remember
that
that?
crazy? No, I saw it. I saw it on the deals. I wouldn't remember that. That's too much for
Oh,
me.
so they basically use the same actors in all their stuff, right? Because they
Yeah,
already know each
they
other.
do use the same actors a lot. It's should probably easier to work with people you know.
Yeah, that's why Bill
Plus,
Knightley, because he was
it
in
keep
Shaun of the Dead.
yeah. Well, also it keeps it kind of like an independent film or something, like a little low budget film where all the people are friends, everybody knows each other,
Like
and
Adam
if you get
Sandler.
along, and if you get along with these people already, why not keep working with them? Because you know how you always hear stories of people getting angry at each other on the movie
Oh
set.
yeah, like
Because some people
yeah.
like have their one person has an idea, another person has an idea. You don't want somebody to go up telling the director how to do something. It's like, oh yeah,
So
but unless they already
I
work together and they bounce off of each other.
I highly agree with you. I like that. Like Adam Sandler has that. Like a lot of Adam Sandler movies, like it's always the same kind of people. Like I'm not talking about the SNL crew. Like
Yeah,
his
yeah.
backup, like the people that you
Yeah,
see
people
around
he
on the
already
planet.
knows. Yeah, people already
Yep,
knows. He knows he gets along with them, and he knows what kind of work he's going to get for these people.
yep. I see a lot of
Otherwise,
Chinese people do that too.
yeah. Well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I
because they already
mean,
get along.
yeah. You want to make a successful, easy, fun movie set.
And
You don't want
making a living too.
you don't
I'm
want
just
that
gonna
movie
follow this
star.
guy.
You don't want that movie star that shows up and doesn't want to talk to anybody because they're going to stay in character the whole movie. It's like, because then everybody hates this guy. And then at the end of the film, that guy's like the actor's like talking to everybody, and they're like, "You didn't talk to me the whole film because you're trying to be in character. I respect that, but I hate you." They still do. That's the thing. I mean, you don't want to mess with that person.
Like Jared Leto.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people don't really want. A lot of people like he's a good actor, but a lot of people like, do you want to work with him? No,
yeah.
really
It's
don't.
hard guy to work with you and stay in
Well, that's
character,
a
right?
lot of actors though. You hear
Yeah.
stories about them. They all stay in character, and then at the end of the deal, they'll start talking to, then the other actors will go, "Oh yeah, we like that guy. We'd give him an Academy Award, but we don't ever want to be in another movie with him." And most directors don't even want to use them. Like you ask a director, because the director he's already got a lot to juggle. Why does he want that one actor that's constantly, even when he's trying to tell him how to act, it's like, "Don't tell me how to act. I'm this guy. I know
Yeah.
how to act." He's like, "No, I tell you what I want, kind of shot I want, and you're over
Oh.
here doing this. I mean, you don't want that kind of guy. You've directed movies. Do you want
Yeah.
that type of actor that knows this character so well that you don't know? I mean, input's nice, but
Input is nice, but then like if it
but
depends on
sometimes
who it is, right? Like
because the thing is the shot. You know what kind of shot you want, all right? Let's say you want to get the angle or a side angle, see him
oh
looking at
that yeah,
somebody,
that's
and
different.
that guy's going, "Oh, he'd never look that way."
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
what? You
yeah.
will for this movie, you will.
It's really funny, cause like I could see that, but then there's also like I was gonna say the flip side of the coin is like okay, that's why some people still hire Jim Carrey and Bill Murray, right? Even though they don't go
Yeah,
exactly what they say on script,
yeah, you're
but they
right.
get hired because, like, you know what? I want someone to jazz it up better than the script, and that's where these guys come in, like the
Yeah,
Robin
and
Williams, the
I'm
Bill
sure
Murray.
those guys are kind of probably easier to work with than we think.
They might be. Yeah, I think it really depends on
But
person.
again, they aren't in very many movies either. Matter of fact, one of them hasn't been in a movie in a long time.
You talking about Bill Murray, or you talking about Robin Williams making a joke?
Oh, I was talking about Jim Carrey, but
Oh, I think Jim Carrey retired.
because we already know Robin Williams never going to be in another movie.
Yeah. Well, Jim Carrey retired. He only coming back
Oh,
out to
did
do
he?
this. Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
oh, okay. I
Because he
didn't know
said that
that.
he signed the contract for Sonic, so he's just
Yeah.
still making that for now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Sonic's doing pretty good. It's
okay.
actually pretty good, man.
I love to eat there too. So
Yeah, I love to eat there, but
tater tots are the best.
I never played a video game. Even though I'm wearing a Sega shirt right now, I never played the Sonic game, but the movies are actually pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like it. I'm so glad we're seeing this in our 40s now instead of like when we were teenagers when these games were popular.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But I have played the game.
Oh, yeah, I played the game.
No, in fact, the game was on 360. I think the Xbox 360 is where I played the game.
Oh, when Shadow comes out, that's Keanu Reeves. Oh, the third one has Keanu Reeves. He plays that the character I think you're referring to, Shadow the Hedgehog.
I played Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, but then there's an antagonist called Shadow.
Well, I think I played the original. They put, they re-released some games on 360.
Okay.
Like the X-Men, which after they released it, if you didn't buy it, you couldn't get it ever again.
Okay. Oh, so I knew I was gonna like maybe struggle talking about this movie because I actually watched this movie just last night, like all the way through, which is really uncommon for me. Yeah. It was
I
nice,
watched all the way through. I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, these guys are all going to pub. There wasn't as much pub drinking action as I thought there would be.
Because they shift that focus to the blanks, right? I like how they didn't want to say what they were, so they had to come up with
a name.
Yeah, come up with a name.
They couldn't call them robots because remember, even the robots, even the blanks got mad about it. They're like, we're not slaves.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you're slaves. No, you're not.
It's really weird, right?
Like, if you'll just join us, you'll be okay. But what if we don't? Well, then we turn you in manure.
So that's an interesting.
And also, the interesting thing is when they open their mouths and the eyes and they're chasing with all the lights out.
Yeah, what does that do?
I thought that was cool, man. That was, you know what it does? It makes it scares you.
It just scares you. Yeah.
It looks good on film. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It reminds me of some other movies. It seemed like there was other movies where something opened their mouth and it
glows up, right?
But I don't remember what it would have been. But this one, I saw that. I was like, that's actually pretty awesome.
But I also like the fact that this movie, or the premise of this movie, they give the humans free will. Because there was a couple of guys in the Reverend Green and Basil. They weren't robots.
If they stayed there and they were happy and they didn't do what they wanted, and they did what they did, stay there and couldn't do what they wanted.
Yeah.
Because Basil, I mean, because that one guy, the Reverend Green,
he
couldn't sell drugs anymore.
Yeah, he can't sell drugs anymore.
He couldn't do nothing. Because if anything that made anybody unhappy or was wrong, or he cussed, you probably couldn't cuss, do anything. You probably couldn't do anything. You couldn't drink, really. You could stand there at the pub and act like you drink, but you didn't really drink.
So it's really weird that what are these robots like?
Well, actually, you could drink because drinking makes you happy. So,
drinking makes you happy. But then it's so weird. Like drugs make you happy too.
Well, apparently they did. They make other people unhappy. Because in this movie, it did make it unhappy. Because remember King?
Yeah.
He had overdosed, and of course, his best friend thought he died, and then he got in a wreck.
That's right.
And that about ruined their friendship right there because he's always gotten drugs. Yeah. So drugs was bad.
Drugs is bad. Yeah.
Drugs is bad. Yeah.
But alcohol is better. Well, alcohol is probably worse than drugs. Well, it depends on what kind of drug.
I doubt it.
Hey, man. I don't know. I remember that Chris Rock's joke.
Let me put it this way: alcohol makes you drink probably more alcohol, but drugs that makes you do more drugs.
But how's that different then? I thought you were gonna say that or something different.
Well, let me put it this way: there's only like alcohol. That's it. You got alcohol, but drugs, you got like marijuana, you got cocaine, you got all that fentanyl. You just keep on going. And then your next thing you know, you're on LSD.
The only thing I can think of why alcohol is bad is
So you went from vodka to whiskey. Oh.
Yeah, but then drinking a lot is bad though. Like it doesn't matter what you drink.
Oh, both of them. Both of them kill you. Yeah. And they both lead to bad decisions. Both of them.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, definitely both. I mean, like alcohol, the bad decision is getting behind the wheel, getting yourself and someone else killed too. Even though they're not even drinking.
Yeah.
I remember that Chris Rock's joke, like, some of you guys are not gonna make it home. Oh, the Chris Rock show is funny, and then you just crash in the crash. That is true. But then, like, drinking is a very universal social thing. It's not like just certain country does it.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's done it. Been
Everybody done
done
it.
for hundreds of
Everybody have a
years.
drinking game.
People probably drink longer than they smoke cigarettes.
Yes.
Well, let's put it this way: you should say cigarettes because that's obvious. Cigarettes are new, but probably it's longer than people smoked.
Oh.
Because I bet you the first cavemen drink beer long before they smoke because that would go off fire and they're afraid of it.
Oh, where would they drink alcohol? I didn't know that.
Oh, because you make alcohol. I mean, if you get plants together and it ferments. Anything like gets falls in like wheat or something
Mm-hmm.
gets, and then it could just ferment. Beer can automatically form in nature. Let's say
Oh.
you have a bunch of grain because people ate grain. Let's say you have a bunch of grain, water gets in it, got soaks through it, forms in a puddle, and then yeast just falls in it because yeast is naturally occurring in the world. It would turn into some kind of fermented drink, and then you go to drink it, and they're like, "Huh, this is great." I mean, it's got a little kind of a raunch to it, but
Oh,
I mean,
interesting.
alcohol. Yeah, man. And then the thing is, like I said, the first caveman probably would have drank alcohol. And the first caveman, I guarantee the first caveman that ever smoked was drunk because he would have had to have a lot of alcohol to get close enough to a fire to smoke it.
Ah. So one of my, it's
I'm
very
just
funny.
saying, I'm just throwing
Oh, I
stuff
know,
out there.
but one of my head and neck cancer groups, right? They asked this question on Facebook group, like, "Hey, how many of you go back to smoking after you're in remission?" And I thought, like, well, it's one of the stupidest thing. Like, why would you smoke again if you beat cancer, right? And then I answer like, "Well, I smoke turkeys." The occasional ham and brisket. Obviously, I'm in
Yeah,
Texas.
smoked meats.
I smoke meat. Oh, I thought it was just very funny because you thought part of the smoking thing. Yeah, I didn't think about that. It's very funny that like I didn't even realize until we mentioned smoking in this movie. Hardly anybody smoked in England in a pub, and I think you could, well, probably not today, probably a few years ago, you could still, at the time of this movie in 2013, you could probably still drink and smoke in the pub. Probably
Oh,
in
I'm thinking,
England though.
you probably still can, yeah. They
Yeah,
probably do. I bet you, because most people that
on
smoke
small
are
towns.
overseas. But
Yeah.
most people smoke. I think Americans smoke now. That's just vape.
Oh yeah.
Because you always
Which
see
I don't
people with it.
understand.
I don't ever see cigarettes anymore, but you see with vapes. I'm like, so yeah, that's really better
Because
for you. I'm
it's,
sure.
I don't
I'm
know.
sure
It's the same thing,
it's
right?
not. They already know it's worse. It's just it's worse. They're either the same or worse. Because I mean, come on, you're taking in certain chemicals into your lungs.
Hmm.
But anyhow, I'm not here to tell you whether you can or not. I'm just saying in this movie, most movies you can't smoke because you get a bad rating.
Oh, it's kind of like
Matter
the
of fact,
80s thing.
most movies you're actually not supposed to drink or advertise alcohol either.
Which they
This one,
kind of
this
didn't
one
advertise.
they didn't really advertise it. Even though, of course, if you've been to a bar or stuff, I know most of the brands they're showing on the
Oh, yeah,
Foster's
yeah,
is
yeah.
one of them.
Yeah, Foster was one of them. Yes, I
Foster's is
know
one of
that
the
one
ones you
too.
see the most of anything, which is odd because you'd think it'd be a lot of
So
other
that's
beers.
the only one
Because
product
especially
placement.
since Foster's is Australian beer,
Oh, that's funny. Maybe because they got
and
funding from
they're
Australia.
English. I don't know. There's, I mean, they didn't really show like Guinness or anything that you'd know
Yeah.
in England or Samuel Smith or something like that. But
Well, it's a
anyways,
pub. Don't they make do some of them not make their own beer because he asked them what's
some
the specialty,
pubs,
right?
usually like pubs really now, I think because, well, pubs used to be standalone. And now a lot of pubs are owned by beer companies.
Oh,
I mean, you
okay.
can get other beers, I'm sure, like craft beers, but
Yeah,
then
like the yeah.
you like Foster's. Fuller's is another is English. Fuller's is English.
Oh, okay.
They own a lot of pubs. Guinness will own pubs probably.
Oh.
Samuel Smith will probably own pubs. And then you go in there and you drink a lot of their beers, and then they got some others, and they have all that tab. Not all pubs actually make beer.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think a lot of pubs don't make beer. I think in America, if you like me and you, we went to those craft brewery deals. That's not a
Yep.
pub. It's like a pub. That would be like a pub for us in America, but they make beer there. That's craft beer. It's a brew pub, gastropub, all kinds of things.
And none of those places were close to each other for we can walk.
No, we couldn't walk
No,
anywhere.
we got you
Well, it's
have
pretty
to
much
have someone
Texas.
drive.
Yeah, in Texas, yeah,
Yeah,
you pretty
in
much got to
Texas.
go. Well, pretty much, I think it's pretty much a lot of places. Unless you're like we said, you're in Austin, you're going down Sixth Street, then you
Yeah,
can
the
go.
Sixth Street. Yeah, and then So easily
But
to go everywhere.
yeah, but they're right next to each other, and they don't look like pubs. They're bars.
Yeah, most like
It's a big
bars.
difference.
Yeah,
Pubs are
pub.
where all the locals go and they sit around, talk, maybe drink a little bit of beer, throw some darts or something, play pool. Pool's I think it's more American, but I
So
guess
what? How I Met Your Mother? Are
pool's
they in
probably
a pub?
originated. They're in a bar.
They're in a bar, right? But like,
Yeah,
it's
but a bar and a pub could be similar.
I guess it depends on where you are, because they were in New York.
But like a pub's like a little house. It's like a social house is what a pub is.
Yeah.
You got them little towns spread around, and all the people have to get off of work. It's kind of like a bar, but you all go in there.
Remember that restaurant we have 10, 15 years ago? Was it Hooligans? Hooligans? That has the pub feel, right? Like where the bar was. You
I
remember?
don't
Is it
know.
Hooligans? Maybe I can't remember what it is now.
No, I don't remember.
Hannikins, Hooligans, I can't remember.
Oh,
It's been.
Bennigan's?
Oh, Bannikins!
They're kind of like a pub, but it was a restaurant. I mean, that was like
Yeah, it's a
Chili's.
restaurant, I know.
It was basically Chili's. It's just
Yeah.
another Chili.
Yeah. And
I mean,
Chili's still
there's
around.
places in America that's like pubs, but there's not really any pubs.
No, right? You probably have to
I
go
don't think so.
to.
England,
Yeah. I was trying to think of a place. Is there something?
Boston.
Ah,
I
Boston.
don't know, but I don't think you will because, like I said, in the big cities, if you're going into a building and to drink, you're going to a
Yeah,
bar.
going to a bar, yeah.
I think there's a big difference. I don't know. There may not be a difference. I've never gone to England. I'll have to go to England and go to a pub, and then I'll have to go. They're the same.
Let me see pubs in America. It's like every time I.
Well, they can call them pubs, but they're not going to be pubs because it's in America.
What's the U.S.
I could go.
equivalent to
I
pub
could go.
culture?
I could go down and make a pub. It's not ever going to be a pub here.
Yeah, it's not. There's
I guess
virtually no pub culture in speak
if
of
I
the
made a
U.S.
pub here, it would have to be where people go sit around daily, talk, sing songs.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's mostly bars in the
it
U.S.
basically be a bar. I guess you just call them bars. I mean, we could call them saloons. So we have moved up. I guess they don't call them saloons anymore because we don't play cards and gamble in them.
And hookers in the same place, right? And then you just throw
Hey,
down a
hey,
coin.
hey. Everybody's got to make a living, lamb.
You know, I want to ask you something because Louis C.K. said this joke a long time ago, right? Like, like you mentioned the saloon and stuff. Like, wasn't it funny back then? Like, you see a movie, right? Like, oh, I would like this guy comes in, I would like a wash, a beer, a meal, a hot bath, and a woman, and you just throw down a gold coin, and you're like, how did they know how much anything is back then, right? When you just have money, like, is there something like a menu? Where you can look at to pay for, like, or you just throw down some kind of money and like, hey, you could pay for it and you get all this stuff. You know what I
There
mean?
was a there's no menu. There's behind the bar that tells you how much everything costs.
Like even a woman, a hot bath, and things like
Yep.
that.
Most people, if you went there, you already knew how much everything costs.
Unless you're just from
And I
traveling,
doubt,
right?
and I doubt you threw down just one gold coin.
Yeah, golden coin. Like it costs 3
I
golden
don't know
coins,
though.
sir.
I don't know though. Things. I mean, you got to think. At one time, people cut coins in half to pay for stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, because things were so cheap and gold was so valuable. So
I
coins
didn't
are.
think.
I mean, coins sometimes worth more than anything you're gonna
So
get.
maybe a smaller coin instead of like a, I don't know, like a
Come
half
on,
dollar.
we live in a country where you used to buy people,
Yeah, that's true too. To buy food.
so life is cheap here.
Was cheap.
Was cheap.
Was. That is true. Wow. What do you like about this movie besides the fight scenes and the robot aliens?
Oh, I love them traveling to pubs because I would like to do that.
Oh,
That's the
that
only
is
reason
very
I
cool
suggest
too.
this movie. I thought, I would like to go and do a pub crawl.
Yeah, because like you don't have to drive anywhere. They could all walk around drunk.
Yeah, all you do is walk up to the next place, and probably you won't even be drunk until you get to like bar number five,
5, yeah. That's true.
maybe. I would like to know. That's why I would like to do it. And then, of course, when you get there, you realize that everybody's aliens, and then you gotta go to every bar being chased by aliens because most people would quit. They would have like they would have done what his friends wanted to do. They would have been like, let's just leave.
You know what's
Nope,
really funny?
nope. His life sucked
If
so
Gary
bad.
never talks to that kid, they would never know. They would just keep on going their business.
Yeah, which is weird. Yeah, because I mean, he had too many beers because who would stand in the urinal and talk to another guy just like, hey, I don't know you, but hey, I'll punch this wall. Hey, don't
Oh
step in that
yeah,
pee.
yeah. Wow.
And the funny thing is that kid, what was that movie?
On what?
What was that? I'm trying to think of that movie's called. What that movie's called? Because I wanted to say Her Majesty's Service, but what's that one where the kid, where you had those kids and they become spies?
No Spy
Gentle,
Kids?
oh, not Spy Kids. They made three movies. First two had the same name. Kingsman. Kingsman.
Oh, The
Remember? You never seen
Kingsman.
Kingsman?
I have
When they got
not.
that kid.
Is
Oh,
that
okay,
good?
because yeah, the Kingsman. I never really saw the second one, but I did
Oh,
see the.
but
I
the
think I
first
did
one
see
is
the
good.
second. The first one's good. The second one's good because I think I saw part of the second one. I wish I would have saw it all.
Is it like a spy thing movie? Like is that
They're
what the
spies, yeah. It's
Kingsman?
kind of like a James Bond. They're
Oh,
Kingsmen,
okay.
but there's a kid in there. He's a kid, and he becomes a spy. They turn him into a spy, but he looks just like those kids.
Oh, really? Like the
I was
young
like a, I was
end
like,
of the
how did they?
teenage years?
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of high
No.
school, college graduate.
Oh, okay.
Really?
But you were
I
talking
mean,
about this
it's
kid,
not going
yeah.
to make any sense. It's not making any sense if you haven't seen the movie. So,
Oh.
if you saw the movie, you'd be like, hey, yeah. If you didn't see the movie, you're thinking, oh, this is just dumb. Which now I'm thinking it's dumb because you haven't seen the movie, so you're not getting the reference.
Oh, damn it. It's like
Because you
Big
look like
Bang
a
Theory
punk
all over
kid.
again.
Yeah, because you look like a punk kid, like Baby Driver. He come in there, hey, got the
Oh.
jacket on. I'm a thug kid. I'm awesome, but I'm from England because it's really laughable to me. Because when you watch English people try to be thugs, it's like,
Huh. Interesting. I
like
never thought
it's
about
like,
that.
yeah. Well, you see over there acting like, oh, I like 50 cents or something. I'm like, you're English, dude.
What why can't English people be a dog?
Apparently they can.
Oh,
Apparently they
okay.
can. Because I mean, they got knives, pull out the little switchblades, and stab you and tell you about ghetto life.
Oh,
I'm like,
Switchblade. Let me see if I have it here now. I just found it recently. I
oh,
just
really? Mine's over here behind me.
right here. Check it out.
Well, I'm not really gonna put mine out on national television, dude, since they're illegal.
These are illegal.
They're not legal, I don't think.
Well, I should shop in mine because mine is dull. I just like this look of it.
Just sharper mine too, because I'm tired of stabbing little punk English kids.
I forgot why I picked this up. I had no idea switchblades are
we
illegal.
got we got that at the Comic Con.
You remember? You got the
Yeah,
same
we got
one?
it in Dallas. Huh?
We got
I
the
didn't
same
buy
one?
one.
Oh.
No, mine's got. I'm not going to say, but mine's different than theirs.
So you remember when I got this?
Yes, I remember when you got that.
Oh my gosh,
Because
I'm
we got
so
that Comic
thankful.
Con because it was like the Joker.
Yes, that's
We got
right.
it over there because the guy that was selling that knife, he sold a Blade Runner gun and a bunch of other stuff, and they were like outrageously priced. The guy
Oh.
was like wanted $200 or something for that Blade Runner gun. I'm like, shit.
Oh, now
I
it's
got
coming
one
back
for
to me.
50. I got one behind me somewhere in a box for $50.
I
Looks
remember.
even
I
better
remember
than
now.
better than the one he sold because that one it was just like one solid code man. It was yeah. And then we saw the Bruce Lee doll, action
Oh.
figure, and you're like, hey, I want that, but it was like $500 or something. It was
Oh, I
outrageous.
think I remember now. Oh, I
And
totally
then
remember.
of course, we saw those two guys dressed like Ace and Gary.
Oh yes, Ace and Gary. Yes, was it? Is that the one in Irving or Addison?
We went to Dallas,
Is it
and
Dallas? Okay.
so it must have been maybe it was in Irving. No, I think we went to Dallas.
Okay. Deanna though, I remember. Oh, I totally remember now.
Yeah, because
Because I
we went
think
to
I saw at AJ's.
it wasn't Comic Con, but it's just comic book
I saw one of
convention.
my friend's girlfriends, and you were like, "Who the hell was that?" She
Oh,
was
that was a
dressed like
different one.
Oh, that was
That
oh
was a
man,
different one.
man. It
Yeah,
sounds like we've
yeah.
been to a lot of
The one
cons
who was
now.
dressed. Yeah, we're not even going to mention that.
Yeah.
We went to two.
We went to two. I remember we went to one in Irving.
Oh, maybe that was Irving. It was probably the first one was we went to Irving,
Yeah,
and then the second
Irving,
one was
because
in
we saw
Dallas.
Vader and two stormtroopers coming out of the elevator.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That was
that was Irving.
Dallas.
Oh, that was Dallas. Okay.
But they had a bunch of stormtroopers at Irving. But see, Irving, we went to just a big old room.
Yeah, big old
Big
room.
old
That's right.
Yeah, because the Dallas one we went was in the hotels. Remember all
Yeah, in
those
the
people
hotel. Yep.
walking all those hotel
Ah,
lobbies.
yeah.
And of course, we saw the white Boba Fett.
Yep. Oh, I
I
totally
mean, I
remember
don't
that
really
too.
know what color he was underneath the Boba Fett suit,
I
but
think I have the
it was white.
videos of some of them.
Probably did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's
Irving
all.
one definitely.
Yeah, because this is after because the first one we went, there wasn't Marvel wasn't big when we went because it was just Batman. Mainly
Just
Batman
League and
Begins. Yeah,
stuff like yeah.
because that's why you got that
Yeah,
that
this
knife
this
because
knife, the Joker.
yeah, because that's the Joker. Then the other one is when we went, it's when everybody's dressing up, like tons of women are dressing up like Spider-Man and dressing up like Captain America. I'm like, women are dressing like every superhero, but the women's superheroes.
I'm gonna look at
I didn't
it.
see hardly any Scarlet Witches or any
No.
Black Widows, but I did see tons of female Captain Americas, Spider-Man, and everything else, which I'm
Oh,
thinking,
it's legal in Texas.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, you got me scared for a minute. Like, man, switchblades.
Well, if it ain't, it'd be kind of dumb going, hey,
Why
hey
are
everybody.
spring-loaded knives illegal? What is illegal? Huh?
What's illegal?
I was trying. There's Google question. Why are spring-loaded knives illegal?
But we have a spring-loaded knife.
Yeah, as a flipper.
Yeah, man, I got like German paratrooper knife. Yeah, because I mean, you never know when somebody's gonna start some stuff with you.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
dang!
German paratrooper knife, man.
Whoa, that looks
Yeah,
cool.
because it is cool. It don't look cool. It's cool. Look at
It is.
this. No,
Oh,
just like yours almost.
oh, your looks a little bit better. I think. If I look at the handle,
Oh,
mine's
it's made
mine is
China.
mine
Yeah,
is
well, mine's
very
got a
heavy.
thing. Mine's not really heavy. Mine's very light.
Really, mine is kind of
Yeah,
because the whole thing is made of metal. It's not plastic. I don't have.
mine's got a plastic like I think it's got a metal coating in it, but it's kind of got a rubber grip. I mean, you grip this good,
Oh,
and
okay.
then you could hit somebody with the point on the end. Look at that.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that
Looks
would
like a
hurt.
looks like a Phillips head driver, but like just barely
Oh,
stick it out.
it's not a Phillips head driver.
But no, but it looks like something like that. You could do some damage.
Oh, you could do some damage with that. And then of course this knife that I showed you here.
Yeah,
I don't know why we evolved into showing our weaponry.
I have no idea either.
Look at that.
Whoa,
Boy, that would jab somebody pretty good.
wow.
Yeah. That's as far as we're gonna get into the knife
Yep.
business, because if we have to, I'll go get my machetes and all my other weaponry.
I don't have a machete.
Oh, oh yeah, I have a folding knife. It's like a switch,
Yeah, I just
not a
have a
switchblade.
folding knife to open like Amazon packages because that's how bad of a badass I am.
Oh, I don't use that. I use a razor knife.
Yeah, I use a box cutter or something like that.
Yeah, I got a fancy folding box cutter too.
I don't have anything like that.
Basically, if we were to go to the airport, they'd take all our stuff.
Yep. Yeah, that's the only switchblade
Which
I got.
which doesn't explain why would we take this to the airport
Yeah, why are we
anyways?
taking knives to the airport? Like, what are you cutting there?
Boxes.
Yeah, I thought about having Amazon package boxes. Like, you just buy
Yeah.
a knife anywhere on any destination you go to.
Well, that's the funny thing, though. Here in Texas, though, most people carry pocket knives or used to.
Yeah.
Something is kind of like, I don't know. Maybe it's a lot of people do. I mean, I carried one. One time I used to have a pocket knife on me all the
Well,
time.
I met some Mexicans that like from that financial industry. Like they still carry like those pocket
I
knives. They
think
always
most
have a
people.
knife on there.
There's probably a lot of people actually probably still do.
Yeah, they just have a knife on them. I
I
don't.
mean,
I
because you
never had
never
a knife on
know.
them. Yeah.
Because you never know when you're gonna have to open a package.
I don't think where they're from they're opening packages, but sure.
Well, they're not cleaning out from under the fingernails.
Yeah, I guess that too.
They probably are.
Whatever is convenient for them. I'm not judging here. I have no idea.
Sometimes you have some rope you might have to cut,
That's true. You know,
which actually is true. No,
I want to say for a movie like this, it didn't seem that long. It's like an hour and 15 minutes.
yeah,
Like,
it wasn't
yeah,
a very long movie. I mean, it was pretty interesting.
it
How many
is.
pubs were there?
There was 12 in total.
Yeah, and then at the very end there was 13.
Was it 13 at the end?
Well, he goes to a pub at the end of the movie.
Oh,
But
so I did like the end a lot
did you
because
like
he
the end?
talked because like what Gary wanted to do is like have the best time ever, right?
Yeah.
So he was able to have his old friends, but the younger version of those robots. So he was still able to live out his
Well,
teenage
here's the
years.
neat thing about this movie, the way, because you think about it. All right, this movie, if it was a regular movie and it was a sci-fi, Gary would have had to grow up. He would have had to face reality and grow up.
Okay.
So in this movie, he gets to that point where he almost has to face reality and he almost has to grow up. And then, of course, the world kind of ends. Everything goes to pot, and he doesn't. He gets to live out the rest of his life the way he always wanted to. He's a
Yes.
king with a bunch of dells, and he doesn't ever have to grow up, and he doesn't ever have to face reality. So this movie is not a cautionary tale or trying to because it felt like this is what this because when this movie started, that's what I thought. Eventually, they're going to get him at the end, and they're going to make him grow up because he didn't ever grow up.
Oh,
And
it
but
didn't happen
instead,
like that.
instead, the world changes completely. So everybody else has to think, oh, Gary had the right idea the whole time, and we all wasted our time because everybody else had to start all over again.
You know what? When yeah, I'm so glad. Let's talk about the ending because when it ended, right, it looks like the network destroyed humanity and they were living
Yeah,
in an apocalyptic
yeah,
world
they
at
lived in
the
an
end
apocalyptic wasteland at the end.
because the robot was basically controlling everything, the blanks, and
Yeah,
now they have given up, right? But there's still blanks without a main central
yeah,
computer telling them what to do.
yeah. The blanks just picked up and just started operating like they were supposed to. What without all the probably the
Strings
blocks or
attached.
something.
Yep.
Yeah they act like that the person's DNA would have had them act like
They trying to
anyway.
blend in society because like they're not here to harm us. They just like whatever the function is. I do like that. That's why I like District 9 so much. You and I talked about that. Like every time an
Yeah.
alien movie comes up, they just invade us. But this one actually gave us a choice. Like,
Well,
hey,
it
do you
didn't
want to be
really get. It really did give us a choice. It finally gave up because Gary's just so hard headed, and
his
the
hard
rest of the
headed? He
human
can't
race.
argue
So
him.
it's the rest of him because they're like, "There's no arguing with you. You're always right."
Yeah.
And that alien just kept arguing with him, and finally the alien's like,
Okay,
"Whatever."
forget it. Yep.
He went
Because
back.
that's his
He pretty much
personality.
said WTF, and he laughed.
Yes. He just left,
I love
shutting
that when he
down all
goes.
the stuff.
I like that when he says that blank blank blank. What does it? What does WTF mean?
Yeah, WTF. Oh, right. No, this is actually pretty good because it, like you said, like you thought the ending was gonna be like this, and then it didn't. It
Yeah,
just,
I thought they'd beat the aliens, and they did beat the aliens, but I thought everything would be fine. They'd have
but
to go
then
back to the
we never
regular
seen a movie
world.
where they beat the aliens and the aliens is just stay behind and like they're the only
Yeah,
one that did that. In Shaun of the Dead, they did the same thing.
yeah.
They're still living with zombies in
They
their
really never
world.
changed. Yeah, they never really changed the world. They just go ahead and live with it the
Yep,
way it
they
is. And
never
this
do the
one was
thing
pretty
where
cool.
like, oh, you kill the queen bee and then all the zombies will die. They
Yeah,
never do
well,
anything like
this
that.
one, yeah, because I figured this one would it just all go back to normal, but it doesn't.
It doesn't. It completely changes the whole world where everyone now know the blanks exist and they just hate them. The ending is like Star Wars
Yeah.
when they're like, "Hey, I can serve you, but I don't serve their kind. No joys allowed." It's
Oh, that's
very
not a
Star
lot.
Wars, right?
That's not Star Wars. That's westerns. Because in all the
Yeah.
westerns, you always have the lone rider comes in with an Indian companion or a Chinese
Oh
companion
yeah, and
or
then
a
like
black
don't serve kind. Yep.
companion, and they go, "We don't serve that kind." And then of course he fights for them so they can get something to drink.
Yep.
Which, if it's me and you come to Western, I'm like, "Well, sorry, Lamb, you're gonna have to go sit outside."
Yes. Yes. Yeah. For the time being, right now, yes. But who knows where 2034 will bring?
Never know. They'll be like, "Shane, you gotta sit outside."
I don't know. The Asians are not very high on the social ladder, so we'll have to see.
In America,
Yeah, in America. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I'm always talking about America.
oh, okay, because I say in China, I'm like, "Who's this Shane guy?"
Shoot, it's well, when we were in Hong Kong, right? Like when we go shopping, me and Heather, um, it's not like, well, we don't serve that kind. Like you can see the nervousness of the salespeople or the restaurant worker. It's funny because they speak English, right? They're just
Yeah,
not too conscious about speaking English. Like they know they can. It's
yeah,
because I guess they don't want to make an embarrassment of themselves, or they it's just like a self thing, right? Like
oh,
an
really?
anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them tell me that. Like when Heather shows up first, right, and then I come into the picture. When I start speaking Chinese, right, it's like a sigh of relief. Like fucking all of them. They're like one lady who's just like, oh. I was so relieved that you speak Chinese, and then she stopped very talkative, even to Heather, like in English. As long as someone is out there that speaks her
Yeah,
language,
yeah,
they're much more relieved. Like if we go to McDonald's, go to a restaurant, a lot of them speak English. Like unless you go to where my city is, where I was from, right? Nobody speaks English there. Nobody. But yeah, like you go to the popular tourist place, like a lot of them speak
Yeah.
English. It's just
Well,
that they're
yeah,
self conscious about it.
because they want to do business
Yep, exactly, exactly. They want to do business.
with foreigners.
Yep.
Me personally, I'd be like, get on eBay.
I would like to take you to Hong Kong to see how you haggle.
I wouldn't haggle very good.
Oh, Heather loves it. One of her
Oh, really?
favorite things is to haggle.
Give
Yeah,
you $1.
yeah. Well, maybe not that low.
I don't know. Maybe I should go to Hong Kong and haggle.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things too.
I want all these toys in one storage container.
Oh, there's
Give me
one place that you don't have to.
$5.
You can buy all the toys like, well, this is it. This is that cheap. Yeah, like that's it. You don't have to haggle. It's
Yeah.
always at the lowest price.
Yeah.
But for them,
Like,
they sell like they still make a living though. Like I don't
yeah, I
understand.
don't know. That would be bad. I go over there to haggle and they go, oh, he increased the price of everything.
Yeah, you know what? Let me see.
I
Let
sell this
me,
to him for $5. He wanted to pay me $20.
like what? So I'm like, okay.
I was like, okay.
Let me look up that fat Iron Man to see how much it sells on eBay.
I wouldn't buy that fat Iron Man on eBay.
I know that's why I bought it for you because I thought it was one of the funniest things ever.
That's the thing though.
Whoa.
You would have to go there in order to get something. Like
Oh,
if you're
it's
gonna buy something crazy, it's because you're there. How much
oh.
is it worth?
Well, the first guy I pulled up is 27.55. Is 20. They do that percentage. It's
Yeah.
$30. It's not
Wow.
35.
So I could get $35 for this. It's not very much.
It's way more than what I pay for, though.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Way
You
more than what I pay for.
paid like $2.
Probably 11, 11,
Oh,
12
okay.
bucks.
Oh, okay. So it just doubled.
That's why I bought it. It's like, what is so? They got fat Wolverine. It's really funny. Fat Deadpool, fat Spider Man.
So that's what they make in Hong Kong. Let's make a fat version of all the superheroes.
Yeah, that's all I remember seeing too. But I can see it on eBay now. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, because
Oh
somebody's
man.
doing what I did. They would
Even
have went over there and just gathered off a bunch of junk and then start selling it on
even
eBay. That's
20
what I
bucks
did.
with like buy it. And you could buy it now for 27. Like wow.
Yeah, think
So
about
they
that.
technically make twice of what I bought it for.
Yeah, but you got to think you got to go there to get it.
I gotta
You know,
go there. Yeah,
half
that's
price.
too. Yeah, if I want to have price. So I see why some people go to Japan and Hong Kong and load up on toys and sell
That's
them
what
here.
I would
Yeah.
do. Yeah. I'd do
Oh,
that.
me and Heather talked about that too.
So let's go do this. Come on,
Yeah, me and Heather talked about that too.
we could quit this gig.
Yeah, like what? Just sell toys on the internet.
Yeah, we just sell toys on the internet. It's like I remember those guys. They used to talk about movies. So like, not now. We sell
And that's
toys on
selling
the internet.
toys.
You want a fat Iron Man? I'll sell you a fat Iron Man.
Yeah, want a fat Deadpool? Here you go. Whatever you want.
go.
Dragon Ball, whatever's manga is
Yeah.
popular, we'll get it. We'll get it
Yeah.
for you.
Powerpuff Girls, fat, all fat.
Wow, I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page. So it says an immature 40-year-old. So Gary King. So
Yeah, that's
all these
us.
guys are in 40s. So when I was watching this movie, right, I did reminisce about you, me, Cody, Eric, all the stuff that we did. I'm like, man, it would be great, right, if we could hang out one more time, all of us.
Yeah,
But we
all
all,
hang
like,
out.
just like this movie, everybody's busy, though.
But we never hung out when we were young, so
We have. You probably don't
really.
remember a lot of it. Just you, me, and Cody.
yeah, we did. We went to the movies a lot.
Like, you, me, and Cody, like, you came up here a couple of times now. All three of us, it's hard to get together.
Yeah, because
know?
everybody's busy.
I know,
I mean,
everybody's busy.
obviously I wasn't because I made it there.
And I made time for you here.
Yeah, thank God.
Shoot, the last time I saw all of us was last year on my birthday. And it's
I
like a
wasn't there.
year, and like, yeah, you weren't there, but Head was trying to get you to come.
But you did see me on the TV later on. No, you didn't even see me on TV later on that day. Oh,
No.
we did. We did it early. Yeah, we did. We did.
Yep.
We shot early. So yeah, you got to see me. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, because Heather asked you to do it on a Friday. I know, I remember. Because you told me you had something to do, and I never thought anything about it. Like, oh, okay, yeah, that's not a problem.
Because sometimes I truly do it. You know, the sad thing is,
I
you
know.
go, huh, this guy doesn't really have nothing to do.
Oh, no, I knew sometimes, like, oh, I got to do something. Yeah, whatever.
Shane does have something.
That's really good, though. That's
All
awesome.
right. Well, that's nothing to do with the movie we talked about. But yeah.
No, but it's just talking about, like, as we get older, right, it's hard to get, like, friends together.
Yeah, that's life, but that's not what
I
this
know.
movie's about.
No, it's not. But then they showcase that like, hey, you
This,
know,
I mean, he paid that one guy some money to show up.
that was great.
Here's your
For
$600.
six hundred
Oh, that's
dollars,
so
like,
great.
he
Then
bought
he's
two
like,
hundred from me. Yeah, he bought 200 from me too.
yeah, so you robbed Peter to pay. So he goes, you robbed Peter to pay Paul. He goes, no, I still owe Paul.
I still owe Paul, but I still owe Peter too.
You know when they write movies, they are pretty sharp on their movie writing. Well, I mean,
Yeah, these guys are really good.
yeah, they always do, and a lot of movie writers do. But this one, like for example, all the names of all of the pubs they go to are supposed to foreshadow what they do at the pubs.
Whoa, whoa.
Because the first pub is the starting spot where they
Yep,
start.
the thawing star. Yep.
The second one's the old familiar, so it looks exactly like the first pub.
Oh, that's funny. That's right. They'd be like, wow, this looks like
I
the
can't
first
remember
one.
all of them, but you know you
But
got
one of
one
them is
called
called
the
a mermaid.
one's called the no, it's called the mermaids, or is it called the
Mermaids.
mermaid? But the mermaid has a picture of three mermaids on it, two blondes and one redhead,
Yeah,
where they
the
almost
whatever sandwich. Yep.
where they almost got kidnapped. And then one that's called the hole in the wall. That's where they drove the car through and made a hole in the wall.
Yes.
The world's end is where the world does
Yeah,
end.
but that's end. Yes.
They had the king's. What was it called? The king's head.
Hold on. So pub number 5, the trusty servant, the two-headed dog. I'm trying.
Yeah, well, the two-headed dog is where they meet the two twins.
Yes. When they fight the
So,
two twins, that was
yeah,
a great fight scene too. I'm like, man,
yeah,
that's
that was pretty good.
crazy insane.
And that's the two dogs.
Yeah, the
So
two dogs.
every one of them foreshadows something.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, you're
'Cause
right about the writing on this.
What's it? The trusty servant.
The trusty servant.
Wasn't there a king head? The king's head or
The
something?
king's okay. The first post, the old familiar, the famous cock.
Yeah, which it would be him.
Yeah, and then the cross.
And that's where they recognize him.
Yep, the cross
The
hands.
cross hands is where they fought. They all finally got together and became
Yeah, they fought. They
friends again, and they
yep,
fought those kids. So
the
they
good
got together.
companions.
Which
The
I can't remember
trusty
what that
servant.
Which I don't remember what that would have been.
The two-headed dog. The mermaid. No, it's called the mermaid.
Yeah, the mermaid. Okay, but it
And
had
then
three.
the beehive.
The beehive is where they fought the swarm. That's where
Yeah,
they
the
all
swarm,
got
yep.
swarmed. Yeah, they got swarmed by
The king's head.
The king's head. I think that's where he ripped off that junior. Did he rip off the head of the younger version of himself?
No, that was at the king's. That was the last one. The last pub.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. The hole in the wall. The world's end. Wow,
And
this is
and,
really
and of
good.
course, at the end of the movie, that last one was the rising sun.
Yes, the rising
And
sun.
And this is also I want to point out all their names are supposed to be kind of like in the royal order. Gary is king.
Gary.
His friend was a knightly.
Andy Knightley. Stephen Prince. Oliver Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Peter Page.
Yep. in the page.
Wow.
That's pretty sharp right there.
Yeah, and then like Pierce Brosnan is Guy Shepherd.
Yeah. I like it when he goes, you call me Guy. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, you call me Kyla. It is weird to call your teacher by the first name, right? Later in life, like, because you get used to it.
Yeah. Well, I've never called him my teacher by their first name.
Yeah, I don't
Still
think I
call
have
him
either.
Mr. or Mrs. if I ever bump into him. It's been
Yeah,
a while
like,
since I've
it's
seen him my
different.
teacher.
Yeah, like,
But I know after I got out of high school, I saw some. It's when I worked in town. I would call him Mr. Whoever. I never called him by their name.
yeah, like it's Mr. Miss Griffin, you know, like whatever
Yeah,
the teacher's name was.
It's
Yeah.
forever.
Mr. Weatherby, you know, things like that.
Yeah. I'd be like, you got a first name?
Did you have a first name? Like, oh, it's so hard to say that, you know. Like, Becky? No, I can't do it.
Yeah, sorry, can't do that.
It's kind of like if I meet your parents, right? I'm always even though like 45, like Mr. and Mrs. McCaslin.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call them by the first names.
Yeah, you better not, because I don't even call them by their first name, so that wouldn't be fair.
Isn't there some people out there call their parents by their first names?
Some people do. That's weird.
It is weird.
I mean, if I had a kid call me by my name, I'd probably slap him on his head and say, oh.
Yeah, it's like a manner of like respect, right? Like things like
Yeah,
that.
I think so. I mean, yeah.
But then respect could be like, I know you so well, I call you by your first name.
Know. Yeah, I don't know.
It is tough, yeah.
It's weird.
It is weird.
Yeah, because when you meet somebody who calls their parents by their names, like, who?
Yeah.
Oh, my dad. You sure? Because
Or like Ethan's friends would be like, oh, Ethan's dad.
yeah,
You know, Ethan's dad.
Everybody goes that. Yeah, you always do that.
Yeah.
Shane's dad, Shane's
Yep.
mom,
Shane's dad, Shane's mom.
Lamb's dad,
Or
Lamb's
Mr.
mom.
Lamb or Miss Heather. We heard that like school now like Miss Heather and Mr. Lamb and things like that. It's so weird though. Like just it's easy to call me Coach Lamb. But then I haven't coached soccer in a while though, like at
Yeah.
least a year. But
Yeah, I see how you're throwing that in there.
yeah, but that, I'm just saying like calling me Mr. Lamb or Ethan's dad, like
Yeah, walking
Ryan's
up to you
dad.
going, yeah, you don't want some kid going walk up to you and go, hey, Lamb.
Yeah,
I'd be like, hey, you better watch out, boy. This is
you better
my
watch out.
friend.
Like
Yeah, this is my friend.
I'm
This ain't
knocking
your
you into
friend.
next week.
Yeah, this is my friend, not yours.
Wow, I'm just blown away by the names. I'm just trying to figure out like yeah the good companions is when they first talk to Reverend Green. Yeah, because after
Yeah.
the cross hands, after they fight, then they talk to Reverend Green and the good companions because they met the Reverend Green and the other two humans.
Oh, yeah, yeah, those few
Yep,
humans. And of course, he gets in trouble.
yep. Famous
They get
cock
him
is
in
about
trouble.
Gary, the trusty servant.
Can't remember what would have happened at the trusty servant.
Oh, Reverend Green is the trusty servant. Let me
Is
see.
that okay? Well, then
Let
he's
me
the
get the
trusty.
good companions. The guy decided the best course was to. Oh, they pretend. After they fought the guys, they still pretend like oh we're having a good time.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
why
they
the good
pretend
parent,
like
yeah.
that.
The trusty servant, Mr. Green. The two-headed dog is the twins. The mermaid is the look like a whole
Yeah,
bunch of
yeah.
the
Marmalade
school stuff.
sandwich.
Yeah, the marmalade sandwich. The beehive is the fighting the swarm, and the king's head is when he banged his head against the thing to prove that he was human,
Oh,
because he didn't
yes.
want to show his arm or those
Yeah, he didn't want
tags.
to show.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, show all that stuff.
the hole in the wall, like you said, like the car bust through the hole in the wall.
You know, this funny thing is what started this whole movie. You know, when he's sitting there and he's telling us all about the '90s, which is cool and shows all that stuff. But he's sitting in that room with all these people, like he's
It's an
just sitting
AA
there,
meeting, right? Yeah,
yeah, or something like that. I'm thinking because he got sick and he has to do all that now.
yeah.
Because remember he told him they tell him when to go to bed.
Oh yes.
So apparently he has to show up there or something. But anyways, I like it. The guy goes, "So are you sad that you didn't finish it?"
I thought that was a good scene though when he
It
did
was a
like
good
said,
scene because
yeah,
it launches the whole movie right there.
yeah, because that's
And he
how like
goes,
huh.
"Aren't you sad?" And he goes, "No." And of course he
He took a
does.
long pause though, yeah, at that
Yeah, it took a
moment.
long pause
He
because you
set up the
realize
movie like
because you
the the
realize
the intro and then set up the course of the movie. Yeah, the
you
writing of
realize
these guys are really good.
and the
Simon
thing
Pegg,
is he didn't really want to finish the thing anyways. He just wanted his friends back so he could be happy again.
yeah,
And he got his friends back and he wasn't happy. So he kept going to all the pubs because he thought somewhere he'd get happy. And never happened
and this is the first
until
time
after the last one.
like Simon Pegg plays the
Yeah,
loser
he
character,
he plays the loser character, and of course his friend Nick
Nick
Frost actually
Frost,
plays the
the straight shooter. Yeah,
straight shooter this time, which is hard to see him like that because that's what I got used to.
yeah.
Shaun of the Dead. It's like, it's completely different.
Oh, you get like yeah, because now if we watch the World's End Down, we go back to the Hot Fuzz. It's
But we
different
also saw
too.
him in Paul too, though. So
Yeah, Paul, which is not by Edgar Wright, but they still have these
no,
two
but
guys.
but it was these two guys, it's the twins.
I still love Paul. It's such a great movie. It's like if you want to done a parody, right, you get these guys. Like these guys know what they're doing.
Well, I'd say they had a lot of success in the
Oh,
few
a lot of
movies that they
success.
made. I mean, you can't just go, "Oh, we're the best, and we're going to do
Oh, I
whatever
wouldn't
we
say the
want."
best, but I just say they know what they're
But
doing.
yeah,
Yeah,
everything we've seen is great.
they've done really well. Of what they know what they're doing. That's what I say. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I think they're having fun.
yeah, it does.
So therefore, it transfers to us watching and enjoying it and having fun.
I would like to see Shaun of the Dead in the theater if ever we release.
So that would be pretty cool. I think they did, didn't they?
Probably, but I wasn't there for that. Like I
Yeah.
know I seen Hot Fuzz in the theater when it first came out.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, with Valimir.
yeah. I haven't seen any of these.
Yeah, this one the first time I saw it probably like a few years ago, and then I rewatched it again just this week when we talked
Oh,
about it.
okay.
Let's see if I go right. Wow. I think Edgar Wright done some other stuff that we like he didn't do with Simon Pegg. I just was just
Oh,
looking at his
I'm sure he
filmography.
has. I know he actually went off set off to do Ant-Man.
Oh,
I
Scott
think we
Pilgrim
talked
versus the World.
I think we talked about this before. Yeah, did you ever see Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Oh, he wrote Ant-Man. Okay. No, I
Or
never seen Scott Pilgrim
well,
versus the World.
they didn't use his Ant-Man though.
Oh, he did Baby Driver.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I never seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Have you?
Yes,
It's good, right?
it was basically you could tell it was his one of his works.
Really?
I'm not
Huh.
gonna say I don't remember. I only saw it like once, but I don't remember it. It wasn't bad. I'm not going. Oh, I'm not saying it's awful. I don't remember going. Oh, it was the greatest movie I ever saw or anything. Too. It's probably on par with this movie.
Oh, really? Okay. Interesting. The Adventures of Tintin, Baby. I never seen Baby Driver.
I saw maybe a part of it, and that was it. I would like to see it though.
I would like to see it too. Last Night in Soho.
Nope, never seen it.
British.
I haven't really seen too much of his stuff.
Yeah, me neither. Show second. Dave. Huh. Oh, he was in Last Jedi, but as a resistance soldier, because they were just want to be in part of the movie. They just want to be in Star Wars. That's all. Just like Simon Pegg. I just want to be in Star Wars. You can put me in anything. Like Daniel Craig. No one knew that he was Stormtrooper until like everybody knew he was a Stormtrooper. He didn't
Yeah,
even have his speaking lines.
yeah, it took a while.
Yeah, everybody want to be like, yeah, I want to be in Star Wars. Yeah. I don't even have to speak.
Yeah.
Just put him in the background looking like this, like, oh, what's going on there? Oh, they're hunting Jedis? That would be a dream to be in one day. Jedis. Everybody likes Star Wars.
Yeah, not everybody, but most folks did.
A lot of people like Star Wars. I mean, all right. Wow, this is actually a pretty good movie now that you and I talked about it.
Well, it was actually okay when we didn't,
Yeah, but then,
but yeah, we improved it.
yeah, you improved it for me when you talk about the pubs'
Oh,
names.
I wouldn't say that, but yeah, we improved it. We should have been talking this up a long time ago, boy. It would have.
We should have done them in order. Like all of the release, like Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Dan the World's End.
Well, there's only 3, so I don't think it's gonna hurt anything.
And you know what? It doesn't really. It doesn't hurt anything because like there's not like a time thing. It's not like
They're
the
not
story
the
connected
same
to each other.
universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not the same universe. They're just have a few similar things. Mainly them jumping over something and falling down.
Oh, and the quick slices and cuts every time they do an action, they do have those. I do enjoy those sides like those little cuts like that. That was pretty cool. All right, man. Let's just call it a night here, and we'll see everybody on the next one.
Cool.
Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Tensai Reviews. If you like what you heard, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.